So very welcome all of you in today's session. Hope everybody is doing well. So I'm Pramod Singh. I'm the director of Edge IAS, and let me give you some explanation about as a mentor. This is the 13th year. You can say this since 2011 onwards. So I would say rather 13 year has almost crossed, and I'm entering the 14th year of mentoring aspirant. So one of the basic questions which is being asked, that how do I crack in the first attempt? And now as a aspirant, I was also into the process probably 15 years ago, and I had faced when I was an aspirant, I had faced 3 mains, and I also appeared for 2 interviews. So naturally, one of the questions that is always asked, that because I was also an aspirant who wanted to get into the first attempt, and I reached my interview in the first attempt itself. So I gave my civil service examination interview on 25th of March 2011. This was the interview date, I remember. Lieutenant General Nirbhay Sharma board was there. I could not get into the list, but then I realized that there was something lacking, which initially you do not understand. But then in the last few years, and I want you all to just listen properly to the story, I have seen many students, few of my friends who were aspirant like me. Then later on, a lot of students got into the services. For example, one of my friend, Mitra Banu Mahapatra, he got selected in 2010 with All India rank of 109 in the first attempt. Right now, he's senior superintendent of police in Odisha. Then similarly, in 2018, one of my students, she got All India rank 50, Pratishtha Mangan, and she again got into the first attempt at the age of 21. So this was her age. Then if I say currently 2023, one of my student, he had rank was on the higher side. Mitul Dabi, he got into the first attempt. I have numerous stories to tell people who got into the first attempt. The question comes that what it takes to be in the services. Now people who want to crack the examination, they need to ask certain questions, and I want you to listen very carefully, and very important to listen to the inputs that we are providing. So before going ahead, I'll just discuss. There are two parts of the session. Part 1 will be taken by me, Mr. Pramod, and the second part will be taken by my team member, that is Jithin Sir. We'll talk about the dynamics of current affair and newspapers, and also how to start with the NCRTs. Now, when do you want to crack in the first attempt? Now, tell me something when you're targeting the examination. Now, who are the people who got in the first attempt? So this year, rank 2, All India rank 2, Animesh Pradhan got into the first attempt. So when these people make it to the first attempt, ऐसा वो unique क्या कर रहे हैं? What they are doing different, which we are not doing it. So as an aspirant, you need to ask certain questions, because if you look at the journey of an aspirant, the journey is for 2 to 3 years. So people who are targeting the examination, if you want to crack the exam in the first attempt, and let's say 2026 would be the target, so you need at least minimum maybe 10 to 12 months of effort before your notification. So notification comes in the February. So you need to start preparation right away if you want to start early. अगर आपको 26 का एग्जाम देना है, तो you need 12 to 15 months of effort, and then maybe another 3 to 4 months of effort for prelims. And then of course after 3 months you have mains exam. Now remember, now if you see the paper of pattern this year, the mains was in September and next year it is in August. So naturally the window of preparation between the mains as well as the prelims come ho gaya hai. So that means you have to make sure that whatever that gap is there have to be addressed right now. So first attempt में जो निकालना है, जो aspirant निकाले हैं, you should be asking that what are they doing differently, which you should be doing it. Now first thing, the people who crack in the first attempt, they are, am I audible, right guys? मेरी आवाज आ रही है? Everybody? Audible? Yeah. Yes, okay. Chalo, thanks. Right. So, first of all, ask yourself that why do you want to follow this journey? And maybe in 2 lines, you need to ask yourself, I need a good job, a job with socio-economic security. I have my own personal reason, maybe I want to crack it because I have the ability, I have the temperament. Maybe I want to bring change in society, or maybe I want to explore the dynamics of the professional you can say the nature of job, which opportunity that provides. I want to, feel the positive tension we have in life, right? So n number of things can be there. एक अच्छा reason होना चाहिए, and having a good life, a good job, a secure job, socio-economic security, a respect, honor, dignity, self-esteem, all these things will make a difference. So if as an aspirant, you need to ask yourself in 2 line, 3 line that why do you want to get into services? Once your why is clear, you have a sense of purpose. Your purpose is clear. And the purpose is, now here comes after this, then there are 2 things that has to be asked. What and how? क्या करना है और कैसे करना है? Now people who want to crack it, the what is very important. What should be done? How should be done is second question. Now try to understand. So when you see the syllabus, the first step is, decode the syllabus, read the syllabus properly, and second is understand the pattern of examination. And invest here. Why I'm telling you to invest here? Because many students start preparing, they study NCERT, they study here and there. Mindlessly, they are following some efforts, some YouTube channels, some inputs, but they are not focused towards the requirements of the examination. So once you understand both of these, you are able to decode, or you need to understand the requirements of UPSC, and you need to decode the people who are the mind of the paper setters. Okay, what are the expectations? For example, when you look at the prelims, and if you see the prelims, how do you understand the pattern examination? By going through the previous year questions. Understand the pattern in terms of the trend. Now, as a mentor, it is our responsibility to tell you about the syllabus also and this also. For example, syllabus, सिर्फ 3 पेज का syllabus नहीं, not only the 3 page syllabus, but the detailed syllabus. If it is written Geography of India, what can be asked in Geography of India? If it is mentioned in Geography of India, Physical Geography, what topics can be asked in Physical Geography? What subtopics can be asked in Physical Geography? So understanding syllabus is just not about reading 2-3 pages. It is much beyond that. So as a mentor, we need to help you reach and make you understand that these are syllabus points that have to be covered in a basic manner. And prelims, then you understand the pattern examination in terms of how the papers are set. The 3-stage exam is there. So first stage is prelims. So what is prelims? Prelims has 2 aspects: knowledge and application of knowledge. This is prelims. The question comes that how many subjects we are going to study in general studies? If I see the syllabus has 3 parts. The GS syllabus, then you have CSAT, then you have optional, and then there is a paper called essay also. So you have to attain proficiency in general studies, you have to attain proficiency in CSAT, you have to attain a proficiency in writing essays and communication, and you also have to develop good command over subject called optional. So once you try to see, there are so many things have to be done in a limited span of time. And that is where it is important to understand that you have to prioritize your effort as per the requirements of exam. So first thing is read the syllabus, understand the syllabus, understand the demands of UPSC's expectation. Try to see how the exam is evolving. As a mentor, it is our responsibility to help you. As a student, you might not know. आपको शायद नहीं पता होगा because you will just read the syllabus and you have the feeling, okay, ये पढ़ना है. Okay, I'll go through book list and this is what somebody XYZ has told you. No, that is not how it works. Maybe brainstorming has to be done, planning has to be made. You need to understand how the exam is changing. So for example, right now, if you see the last 5 years question, a lot of explanation, the pattern, the way questions are being said, the kind of questions that are being asked, the kind of choices you get. Even people who are selected, they are facing problems to crack the prelims examination. Last year, 2 of my selected students could not get into the prelims. They could not qualify prelims. They've already selected. They were in services. One is IPS right now, one is in Indian Corporate Law Service. And both of them could not clear the prelims. And the reason is why? Well, maybe on that particular day, they did not perform to the expectation that they were supposed to do. It is not that the preparation was not to the extent which was required. So paper is very dynamic. So as a mentor, we have to make you understand and make you aware of the challenges that you might face in the coming 1 year, 1.5 year. तो आपको इस बात को समझना होगा. So first things, decode the syllabus, read the syllabus in thorough. We'll provide you the syllabus of UPSC, just basic things they have mentioned. But if I have to go to subtopics, now for that we have a detailed syllabus that has to be understood. Second is how exam is changing, how it is evolving. Now it is too early for you to assess. But yes, with the time, maybe in the next 3 months, 8 months, 6 months, when you prepare, you need to upgrade your understanding step by step to the level of UPSC. Let's say you are here and this is UPSC. So this has to be covered step by step. And you have to address this gap and streamline your preparation. समझ में आ रहा है? Is this clear to all of you? I just want to ask you, online students. Harish, Himangi, Deboshri, yeah, Alisha, Kunal, Muskan, Nagendra, Rahul. Okay, Udvay, yeah. Oshin, right. So, in the beginning, it might look little daunting. It might, suddenly the syllabus looks vast. Yes, it is vast. It will take time. It is tough. Navigating the journey will have its own share of ups and downs. So, definitely it becomes tougher that way. Not because subject is tough, not because, okay, let's say you like a certain subject. I come from a science background, but I always used to like economics. So, there is a interest in economics from day one. So, I could do well in economics from day one. Same is true with polity. But I struggled in subjects like environment. I struggled in subjects like art and culture, in the medieval history. I struggled in subjects like in one of the optional I faced problems. Sociology, in the beginning I faced problems. So, it is not that you will do well in every subject. And once you understand that this is the requirement, this is where I am, I have to build that effort to reach that stage. And how many people are actually able to sustain the process till the next 2 years, 3 years? That is also key to selection. A lot of people suddenly they switch, go for plan B, and they are not able to sustain. So first thing is decode the syllabus, understand the syllabus, read the syllabus. As a mentor, we'll have a follow-up session in which maybe next week we'll tell you. And I would request all of you to come in the next week in the follow-up session. And we'll help you in decoding the syllabus. Second is see how the exam is evolving. Naturally, it is too early. अभी आपको नहीं समझ में आएगा. So it is our responsibility to help you. Okay. So now people who are able to do that, in the beginning, always invest 5% of your preparation. 5% of your preparation time. In understanding and analyzing the exam. And don't do it alone. Take help. CSC process. Now this could mean reading through the syllabus. This could mean going through previous year questions. This could mean what kind of questions are being asked. At least you get apprised. Maybe you might not be able to solve it. Abhi mains ka paper aaya tha, just go and look the paper, the kind of questions that are being asked, and you realize, okay. Now, if you come from a background where you have read those subjects, suddenly you realize that such kind of questions can be asked, and it will be definitely not something that you will be able to understand or solve from day one. Day one se solve nahi hoga. So it is you have to attain that proficiency to reach that stage. So the first is 5% time, and once that is clear, 95% should be on execution. And execution has to be very thorough, very clear, and that is where the focus has to be. Now, people who get selected in first attempt. So once person is getting selected in the first attempt, एक बच्चा है, and this, let's say child 1 or student 1, or let's say aspirant 1. Aspirant 2 gets selected in the third attempt. You know what? Both of them are doing the same thing. It's just that this person is doing the same thing in the first attempt, and this person is doing the same thing in the third attempt. That is the only difference. Now, this person who cracked in the third attempt understood the challenges, navigated and reached the requirements of exam in the third stage. Third attempt में वो समझ पाए कि this is what has to be done. And this person probably could not understand the problems and challenges. Maybe he got the right input, right guidance. Maybe he was mature enough to understand the requirements of exam. Maybe he did his research well. His process was defined well, and selection तब हुआ. I am more into the process of learning and into syllabus, okay, book, read this topic, read this question, these MCQs, completely okay. But before than that, understand the requirements of the process of the examination. और वो कैसे होगा? So these are things that I need to ask. So for example, in this 5% part, the first is, so there are certain pillars of preparation. Pillars of preparation. Now I'll tell you a story before going ahead. So the story is very simple. There was one aspirant whom I know already, and this aspirant started her journey in a very structured manner, and this aspirant was able to crack in the second attempt. But the same aspirant could have cracked the first attempt itself. But where was the problem? The problem was that in the first attempt also her preparation was good, but she could not crack it because she could not clear her first stage of examination, prelims examination. And the reason was that strategically in the last 3 months of preparation, she made an effort which could have been avoided. And in the second attempt, she corrected that effort. I will not tell the name because that is not right. So what exactly she did in the first attempt? She focused on voluminous approach, studying too many sources, solving too many mocks, as many questions as possible. And suddenly on the final day, she realized that she is not able to, recollect things. She is not able to bring her application part effective on the final day, and missed by maybe 7-8 marks. And in the next attempt, she cleared prelims by maybe more than by 10 marks. And the moment she cleared prelims, she was able to clear the examination. Okay, so first is you need to understand. Focus on syllabus. Read the syllabus. Be thorough with the syllabus. And syllabus at 2 levels. First is understanding the basic syllabus, and then going to the detailed level of syllabus. Now this detail will happen with preparation. As the preparation moves, then this syllabus will also evolve. So for example, in art and culture, they'll just written something. Or history of India, they have written. Now in history of India, you'll just say, okay, history of India, that is basic syllabus. But what do you need to study in the history of India? How many sources, which book, which material, how many topics, to what topic I have to draw a line? Because history of India is a vast subject. So first is decode the syllabus. समझ में आ रहा है? Is that clear? So first, always read the syllabus, and syllabus should be at the tip of your hand. The second part of preparation should be always focus in terms of strategy and planning. Prepare your roadmap. Okay, you're targeting CSE 26, start right away. You're studying 27, start right away. It is your choice, joining a coaching or not joining coaching, that's a different thing, but start right away. Have a process, have a plan. Understand the requirements of exam, step by step. Okay, so that is strategy and planning. So if I'm targeting 26, which means effectively I have around, let's say 20 months from now, which is quite sufficient, I would say. Not 20 months, 18 months. 1.5 years is sufficient. 1.5 se bhi zyada hai, around 19-20 months. If you're targeting 20, so you many 26, you have some 1 point, or you can say 19 months. If you're targeting 27, you have 31 months. And 19 months is not, it is very less, you will not even understand. In 1 year, you will complete the syllabus. In next 6 months, probably, you will focus on revision, convergence, improving things, CSAT cracking, optional, maybe convergence part. So maybe 12 months, 10, again, a lot of people have a different way of looking at it. Some people are able to do in 10 months, 11 months. Others are able to do in 15 months. So a journey is very individual and very personalized. I can't just copy somebody's journey because you have to make an effort to develop your own journey. So first is decode the syllabus. Second is have a strategy and plan. As a mentor, we will help you in making your strategy and plan. I'll be there, I'll be helping, maybe sir will be helping. We'll sit with you, understand your requirements, what type of course you're following, when do you intend to give, is your target realistic? All those things have to be communicated properly. Then after the strategy and planning, the third part would be focus on base building. That means fundamentals of every subject. Okay, and here again I usually tell 3 things. You should have NCERT based learning. Now naturally people take time. We invest in NCERT. In NCERT also you have 3 things that we will tell you. One is the NCERT based classes or lectures, NCERT based test, and at basic level NCERT based answer writing. And then second part of the preparation is upgrading yourself in the current affair. Your current affair newspaper reading has to be developed. For example, you should know how to read newspapers. You should know how to make notes from the newspaper. You should know what is relevant in the newspaper. So newspapers, and of course, as an institute, when you join, you get a lot of classes and all, current affair issues, sessions are covered, material is given. And third is developing your skill. There are two kinds of skill I will always tell. One is your reading skill and second is your writing skill. Now before going ahead, and I want to ask how many of you can sit, and let me ask this question again, listen to it. How many of you can sit straight for 2 hours without disturbance, without touching a mobile? Tell me. I want to ask this question. Kitne log, how many of you can study and sit for 2 hours without touching a mobile? Yeah, I want to know. Yeah. Muskan, Muthu Lakshmi, Devadatt can. Okay. Who else? How many of you, kitne log, how many of you can sit and study for 2 hours without touching a mobile, without getting distracted? Let's say you are free to do that. Okay? That means somewhere in the preparation part, your capacity has to be enhanced. If you can't study for 2 hours, sit for 2 hours with focus, with attention, then that has to be nurtured. That has to be developed. Again, it is very individual, but I'm just asking a question. So we have to develop the skill. First is, skill means at one level. First is reading skill. How many words you can read in a minute? How can you increase your reading speed? How can you increase your retention part? Reading has multiple things. One is reading, understanding, second is retention, third is retention. So reading is 3 parts. Okay? Reading has your reading and your comprehending. Comprehension ho gaya. You are able to understand what is being read. Then there is a retention. And third is communicating your retention. Communication can be in 2 forms, in the verbal form and in the written form. So this is 1 and this is 2. Let's say I study a topic. I study about a topic called development. And moment I read about a topic and you ask me, can you explain development? Can you write about development? What is your understanding of development? So that is a skill that has to be acquired. And you have to read so many topics and subjects. So I am more concerned about how do you improve your reading speed, how you improve your writing skill. Because this is a skill. And if you don't have a skill, you can't crack it. Life is about skills. Always focus on developing your skills. Skills could be anything. Managing yourself is also a skill. How many of you are here? How many of you are listening to me? Tell me. How many of you are actually here, listening to the lecture or listening to what I'm discussing, and there are no distractions coming from anywhere else? And you will understand. Are you here? Are you there? Do you really want to crack it? Do you have that fire inside you? Can you sustain for next 2 months, 2 years? Can you push yourself? Can you go outside the comfort zone? Can you make an effort for next 2 years in a mission mode approach? And it is not about changing your life. It is just about reorienting your efforts towards examination process. Invest there. You need to ask these questions. When you get that answer, in the beginning it is about motivation. Then it is about discipline and process. If somebody comes to me, sir, motivation down hai, it is not working. Well, I sit with them. I said, where is the problem? Why can't you take it like a job? You have to do a job. You have taken a job where you have to invest 8-10 hours every day. Why can't you do it? And if you don't do it, you will not be able to make it. As simple as that. Somebody else will take maybe lead. If you're not doing, somebody else will. Okay? So this is where the fundamentals have to be understood. I'm more concerned about developing these fundamentals. Maybe invest 3 months here, 4 months here. If you're already a beginner, invest here. 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Read these NCERTs properly. Be very thorough in them. Understand. And in the entire process, always link with syllabus. While reading these areas, always link with syllabus. Whenever you're reading current affair, ask yourself, is it a part of the syllabus or not? Second is, as the preparation, just as the preparation would move, then we'll go through previous year questions. Because UPSC is about trend. What kind of questions are being asked, how they are being evolved, where you can take things forward. These 2 areas, NCERTs and current affair, I'll just hand over to Jithin sir, he'll be helping with us. So this is how it has to be. So invest here, first of all. Process will take time. Once your basics are ready, fundamentals are ready, 6 months, 4 months, and all major subjects, economy, polity, history, geography, environment, current affair, conceptually you should be sound. You should be able to understand what is going around you. Then once this part is ready, you are fundamentally ready for the preparation at the next level. Many a times, a lot of people skip this part and they go directly to the second stage where they start studying the syllabus, studying the books, material, without realizing the importance of this process. Once you do this, the second part would be, second preparation approach would be where you complete the syllabus in a time-bound manner. Now this has to be in mission mode and time-bound manner. Syllabus at all level. You have prelim syllabus, you have main syllabus, mains you have optionals, GS plus optionals, here you have GS plus CSAT. Now all the GS syllabus is common in the mains also, so GS prelims, GS mains, then you have optionals, then you have CSAT. So you realize that syllabus is vast. Yesterday I was having a conversation with one of my students. He passed out last year. I mean, he just completed his coaching this year and he joined last year around in March, I think, February, March. Now he's into writing, practicing, and one area we identified while discussion with him, because his father was also in the session. I was having an online session with him, and his father is an IPS officer who has also gone through the same process. So when we were discussing, I told him, sir, this is one area where you have to invest. You have not invested in essay. Essay is one area where you're weak. And then I asked him, what about optional? Optional, I'm good, sir, I will do well. I said, no, I would not accept this fact unless until I go through your papers, unless until I go and see your test, because he's writing good essay answers in GS. But can he write good answers in all the GS subjects? Or maybe it is just 2 or 3 subjects. Can he write good answers in ethics also? Can he write good answers in optional, that is sociology also? Is he able to solve the CSAT questions to the level of UPSC examination? Because you have to crack the first stage, then you go to the second stage, and then you reach the third stage, then you clear the third stage, and you finally get selected. The process is long. Okay? So syllabi completion has to be in mission mode. While syllabus, now naturally it is too early, and it will, for me it is not possible to tell you everything in 10 minutes, but you have to, once your basics are ready, then complete your syllabus. In ORN, Old Nagar, or a lot of students that we meet every year. I know students 2 years ago who had completed their coaching. Unka syllabus, even today the syllabus is not ready. They have not made note, they have not practiced. And syllabi completion is about multiple things. The first thing about syllabi completion is having a notes ready for the subjects. Second is you have given tests also, enough tests, at least at basic level, prelims as well as mains. You have invested in subject like essay and optional. Here also the process has to be repeated. So this is about, and this has to be in mission mode. And then once this part is ready, then you go to the third stage, and the third stage is about consolidation and revision. And this will take maybe 3 to 6 months minimum. Now people who want to crack it in the 10 months, believe me, you have to compress all this effort in 10 months. Somebody who is doing it 15 months have to do in 15 months. Now for example, in mission mode, if I say this requires minimum 6 to 8 to 10 months. So if I say 3 to 6 months here, 3 to 6 months here, 3 plus 8 is 11, or maybe 3 to 6 months if I say 6 plus 10 is 16, 15, 16 months. So this is where you complete your syllabus, including optionals. Now people who crack it, they are able to do that. Or don't give your first attempt. A lot of people give the first attempt, moment they are through with the syllabus, and they are not ready for mains, but they give the syllabus. 90% plus students who are giving prelims, the syllabus is not ready. More than 90%. That means out of 5 lakh crowd, only 50,000 crowd is actually sincere. Maybe 60,000, 70,000. And even if these people, 90% people, that means maybe 10% people who are giving the prelims, even if they crack it, how does it matter? They will not be able to clear the mains. So, because they have not invested in the every aspect of preparation, all the pillar has to be touched upon. Because moment it takes time to reach there, 6 months, 10 months, 12 months, 15 months, 18 months, depending on who you are, what kind of pace you have, what kind of background you have, what kind of time you give to the process, how much you are actually investing. Somebody is studying 6 hours a day, one is studying 8 hours a day. All these things have to be taken forward. Okay. Then consolidation and revision again 6 to 9 months, and then comes the prelims examination. So, as a mentor, I can tell you this only. We'll have a follow-up session, as I mentioned, next week, and my team will reach out to you again, and let's take it to next level as well. Now comes the third. Once you clear the prelims, then comes the mains examination after 3 months. Now mains is already ready, and there again it is about practice and repetition. You have to repeat the same thing. Preparation is about repetition. Repeat the same thing. Do the thing again. Repeat the same subject, repeat the same topic, repeat the same MCQ, solve the same MCQ, write the same, read the same source again and again. Repetition. And when you repeat it further, it is equivalent to revision. You are revising things. You have to do more of less and less. Be very effective. Your proficiency should be very high in the subjects or areas that you have read. And you need to ask yourself, and that is where, if I summarize it, 1, maybe NCRTs, 1 standard book in every subject, standard book or maybe class notes, or maybe material, handout, and 1 newspaper. This is the requirement of the exam. There are total 12 GS subjects. Then comes the optional and subject also. So as a mentor, we have to understand all this. Okay, I hope you got what I'm saying you. Invest in the process. Understand your requirement, who you are, why you're preparing, how should I navigate the journey of UPSC, where should I start, and that is where you need a mentor. Don't join a coaching, join a mentorship program, take some help. And it has to be 2-way, not 1-way. Mere just listening to somebody will not do. Because we have seen it. If you do it on your own, I'm not saying that it cannot be done. It's just that you have to make sure that you're doing the right thing at every step. And if you make a wrong step at some step, then suddenly you realize, later on you realize that, okay, somebody could have guided me here, things would have been different. So probably that is where the role of a good mentorship, good guidance comes in. And the good mentor and guide is somebody who has gone through that experience of going through prelims, mains, interview, who understand the process better. So that is where we come into picture. Don't join the coaching. You don't, maybe just take a guidance session. Maybe just follow that approach. Join a test series, join a mains program, join the writing program, join NCRTs. For example, you can join the basic NCRT course, basic test series, basic NCRT based test. Maybe with guidance, you can do anything. Or you can join a structured course also, completely your choice. You can get selected by your own, because selection will happen with your own effort. As a mentor will guide you, support you, provide you material. But our effort will make sure that your journey is shortened. You're not making mistakes. You're bang on to the process. That is where we come here. Our role is defined. But it is you who will make an effort. We are more like a catalyst. We will catalyze your effort to reach that threshold. I hope that is clear. Do I make sense to you? I want to ask this question. Do I make sense to you? Harish, Devdutt, Deboshri, Ashik, Abhishek, Anish. Do I make sense? Kumar, Muskan, Sadia, Neha, Uday. That is it. So when we are telling you, maybe a lot of things, okay, it's just at idea stage, but we'll take it next level. Now there are 2 things I want to tell, which Sir will come, Jithin Sir will come. Jithin Sir will talk about the base building part. And in the base building, Sir is more concerned about how do we develop how do we follow NCRT's approach, how do we read the current affair in the newspapers, and how do we develop the writing skill. These are 3 areas where briefly he'll touch on these 2 areas, and writing skill is altogether a different level. And then we'll have a follow-up session probably next weekend, for the students who have joined here, registered here. Many students could not join because of festivals and all. So maybe next week, maybe we'll try to see that, or maybe a week later on. Okay. Uday, you have a doubt. Okay. Ask the doubt, then I'll give it to the sir. Because we'll take doubt in the end. Just 15, 20 minutes, 20 minutes more, then we'll take doubt to the end. Just patient 20, 25 minutes, 20 minutes is more needed. Okay. So I'll ask Jithin sir to come. Uday, doubt, I'll just take in 15 minutes. We'll take 15, 20 minutes. Okay. Sir, please come. How to read newspapers? We'll come to that.
Good evening, guys. Am I audible? Am I audible? Is my voice audible? Yes. So, you had a good discussion with sir. I'll touch on 3 important aspects of UPSC preparation. My name is Jithin and I have been teaching here for past 10 years and have been helping UPSC aspirants in their journey. So, I'll stick to 3 basic things. Okay, how to go through the subject, like how to approach the syllabus, how to complete the syllabus, syllabus कैसे complete करना है. So that is one thing. In this, I will also try to tell you which all NCRTs you have to read. Okay, how to focus NCRTs and how to complete your GS subject, what to read, what not to read. That's the one thing which I will discuss. The second thing is important, very important, current affairs and newspaper. How to cover up the current affairs, how to cover up the newspapers. That is one thing which I will discuss. And briefly, I'll also discuss answer writing, which is an important part of your mains preparation. These are the major aspects which I will focus in this discussion. So the first thing what we are going to discuss is how to cover up your syllabus and NCRT from the examination point of view. कि syllabus को कैसे complete करना है, NCRT कैसे complete करना है from the examination point of view. वो चीज समझने से पहले कि how to cover up syllabus, how to cover up NCRT, we need to understand what all are the subject, कौन से subject UPSC preparation में आपको focus कर रहे हैं, कौन से subject आपको पढ़ना है. ठीक है. So let us just have a brief idea. There is a question. सर पढ़ लिया पर लर्न नहीं हो रहा है. अच्छा, पढ़ लिया पर लर्न नहीं हो रहा है, कोई बात नहीं, हम लर्न करवाने की कोशिश करते हैं. शिवांश, ठीक है, टेंशन मत लो. ठीक है सर, मैंने एनसीईआरटी 2 बार पढ़ लिया है पर लर्न नहीं हो रहा है. लर्न करना भी नहीं है शिवांश, लर्न करना भी नहीं है, वही मैं बताने जा रहा हूँ कि कैसे पढ़ना है, क्या पढ़ना है, समझने की कोशिश करिए. सबसे पहले आपका जो प्रिपरेशन है, जो भी आपका प्रिपरेशन है, इट शुड बी फ्रॉम द एग्जामिनेशन प्रोस्पेक्टिव कि भाई एग्जाम को मद्देनजर रखते हुए पढ़ना है. और एग्जाम क्या कहता है कि भाई एग्जाम 3 स्टेजेस में होगा, दैट इज प्रीलिम्स, मेंस एंड इंटरव्यू. दिस आर द 3 स्टेजेस ऑफ एग्जामिनेशन. वेरी सिंपल, स्ट्रेट, 3 स्टेजेस होंगे एग्जामिनेशन के. ठीक है. देयर इज वन मोर क्वेश्चन व्हिच हैज कम, लेट मी सी दैट क्वेश्चन. So facing problem in making notes. Okay, Kunal, I'll come with like I'll help you to overcome that challenge. ठीक है. See, prelims, mains and interview. These are the 3 stages of exam. अब भाई prelims point of view से which are the subjects you have to be you have to do it. Prelims point of view से जो आपको subject पढ़ना है that is polity, history, ठीक है, geography, economics, science and technology, as well as environment. Okay, these are the subject. I'm talking about GS part of the prelims. ठीक है. कौन से सब्जेक्ट पढ़ना है? पॉलिटी, हिस्ट्री, ज्योग्राफी, इकोनॉमिक्स, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी एंड एनवायरनमेंट. ठीक है. अब इसके अलावा आपका जो सीसेट होता है, जो जीएस पेपर 2 जिसको आप कहते हैं, इसमें इंग्लिश, मैथमेटिक्स एंड रीजनिंग, ये 3 चीजों आपको पता होना चाहिए प्रीलिम्स क्लियर करने के लिए. दिस आर द 3 थिंग्स. अब अगर आप बहुत ध्यान से देखें, यूपीएससी हर वक्त कहता है कि भाई प्रीलिम्स में आपको निकालने के लिए एनसीईआरटी बहुत अच्छे से क्लियर होना चाहिए, ठीक है। अब ये तो हो गए प्रीलिम्स के सब्जेक्ट्स, अब हम इसको ये भी देखेंगे कि पढ़ना कैसे, वो अलग बात है। अब हम मेंस में देखते हैं कि कौन कौन से सब्जेक्ट्स आपको पढ़ने हैं बहुत डिटेल में। इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन, okay, international relation is one subject you have to take. Indian society, internal security, okay, ethics, फिर आपको एक ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट सेलेक्ट करना है, प्लस एसे, प्लस गवर्नेंस, सोशल जस्टिस, ठीक है, प्लस 275 मार्क्स का आपका इंटरव्यू हो गया। नाउ दिस आर द बेसिक सब्जेक्ट्स व्हिच यू हैव टू डू। अब हिस्ट्री में फर्दर क्लासिफिकेशन हो सकता है, एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री, मिडाइवल हिस्ट्री, मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री, वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री, आर्ट एंड कल्चर, ये सारे क्लासिफिकेशन आपके हिस्ट्री में, पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस, ये सारे आपके हिस्ट्री में क्लासिफिकेशन हो जाएगा। अब बहुत सिंपली समझिए, किसी भी एस्पिरेंट को यूपीएससी का एग्जाम क्लियर करना है, इफ द एस्पिरेंट हैज टू क्लियर द यूपीएससी एग्जाम, ही हैव टू डू वन थिंग वेरी क्लियरली। भाई प्रीलिम्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इन सब्जेक्ट्स को अच्छे से पढ़ लो। यही जितने प्रीलिम्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सब्जेक्ट्स आप पढ़ रहे हो, व्हाटएवर सब्जेक्ट यू आर लर्निंग फ्रॉम द प्रीलिम्स, उसको इतना डीप में पढ़ लो, क्योंकि यही सब्जेक्ट मेंस में भी आते हैं। ये सब्जेक्ट मेंस में भी आएंगे, तो उसको बहुत डीप में पढ़ लो, जिससे आप मेंस में आंसर भी लिख पाओ और प्रीलिम्स आपका आराम से निकल जाए। सो ऑल द सब्जेक्ट्स व्हिच आई हैव रिटन हियर अंडर प्रीलिम्स विल कम इन द मेंस एज वेल। सो आप उसको बहुत डिटेल में पढ़ लो कि आपका आंसर भी हो जाए और आप प्रीलिम्स भी निकाल लो। फिर एडिशनल में आप ये सारे सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ लो मेंस के लिए। अब मेंस में भी आपको एटमोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट कौन कौन से सब्जेक्ट पे देना है वो भी मैं बता देता हूं। तो गेम चेंजर सब्जेक्ट होता है जो आपको एक अच्छा रैंक लाने में हेल्प करता है। दैट सब्जेक्ट्स आर एथिक्स, ऑप्शनल and essay. Now why these subjects are called as game changer subjects, I'll tell you. Ethics paper is of 250 marks, okay. Optional 2 papers of 250 marks, एक ही सब्जेक्ट। फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू आर टेकन पॉलिटिकल साइंस एंड इंटरनेशनल रिलेशनशिप, आपको 2 पेपर देना होगा ऑप्शनल में, 250 ईच का, तो 500 मार्क्स आपको ऑप्शनल में मिल जाएगा। ऐसे 250 मार्क्स। अगर कोई एस्पिरेंट 250 500 दैट इज 750, 750 प्लस 250 कितने हो गए? अप्रोक्सीमेटली 900 मार्क्स का पेपर आपका, 900 मार्क्स का नहीं 1000 मार्क्स का पेपर के लगभग का आपका इसी एरिया से आ जाएगा। एंड इफ यू आर स्कोरिंग हाईली आउट ऑफ दिस, अगर आप कितने हो गए 250 प्लस 250, ये दोनों हो गया एथिक्स एसे प्लस 500, 1000 मार्क्स का आपको यहां से मिल जाएगा। अगर आप इसमें से मैक्सिमम स्कोर करते हैं देन यू आर एट अ वेरी गुड चांस ऑफ क्लियरिंग द एग्जामिनेशन विद अ वेरी हाई रैंक, ठीक है। क्योंकि इस बार का आप रैंक 1 के मार्क्स देखो तो आप देखोगे कि उनके जो मेंस में मार्क्स है दैट इज समथिंग अराउंड 836, ठीक है। तो आपको 900 मार्क्स का पेपर, 1000 मार्क्स का पेपर आपको यहीं से मिल जाएगा। तो अगर आप इसमें जितना स्कोर करते हैं उतना ज्यादा चांस रहता है आपका यूपीएससी निकालने का। और ये 3 चीजें ऐसी हैं, इसमें क्वेश्चंस रिपीट होते हैं। ऑप्शनल में भी क्वेश्चंस रिपीट होते हैं, एसए में भी और एथिक्स में भी देयर इज लॉट ऑफ रिपीटेशन इन इट, सो इट विल हेल्प यू टू क्रैक द एग्जामिनेशन इन अ वेरी बेटर मैनर। नाउ दिस आर द सब्जेक्ट यू हैव टू डू। नाउ what UPSC says, that UPSC tells one thing very clearly: in order to clear the examination, an aspirant has to cover up NCERT in a most deep manner and in a very thorough manner. Now how to read NCERT, that is a very big question. See, what UPSC says that you should be very clear with 6th class to 12th class NCERT, ठीक है, 6th class to 12th class NCERT, but what I believe is 6th class और 7th class की NCERT में इतना ज्यादा आपको कंटेंट नहीं मिलेगा। So you can, what you can do is start reading 8th क्लास 9th क्लास से आप NCERT पढ़ना शुरू कर सकते हो। 9th क्लास से अगर आप NCERT पढ़ते हो तो आप एक ठीक लेवल पर जा रहे हो। यू कैन स्टार्ट विद 9th क्लास NCERT, 9th 10th 11th 12th क्लास की आप NCERT पढ़ सकते हो। एंड दैट टू ऑफ विच ऑल सब्जेक्ट्स, polity, history, geography, economics. These are the 4 subjects in which you have to read the NCERTs very thoroughly. Now, how will you read the NCERTs? हम अक्सर क्या गलती करते हैं NCERT करते वक्त? What we do is हम NCERT पढ़ते हैं और उसको साइड बाय साइड अंडरलाइन करने की कोशिश करते हैं, या उस NCERT से we try to make notes. जैसे अभी आप में से एक बच्चे ने बोला था, okay, Udbhav Prakash wants me to speak in English. I am speaking in English. You don't want me to speak at all in Hindi? You don't understand Hindi, Udbhav? Udbhav? No issues, I'll speak in English. Sir, placing problem in note making. Sir, सारी NCERT एक दो बार पढ़ ली है but learn नहीं हो रही है. I am telling you how to. Okay, now understand. Now understand how to read NCERT. That's what I'm talking. How to read NCERT. When you are reading NCERT for the first time, never try to make notes out of it. Never ever try to make notes out of it, or don't do any underlining or anything when you are reading NCERT for the first time. Just have a casual reading of a particular chapter. The first reading of NCERT, the chapter wise, I'm talking chapter wise, just have the casual reading. Okay, then again reread the chapter, again read that chapter, and when you are reading for the second time, try to underline the key points, because once you are reading for the first time, you will find every point as an important point. Like you will feel like every point is an important point, so you will scribble down everything. That should not be done. For the first time you are reading, have a casual reading of the NCERT. Then the second time you are reading, underline the key points which you find as important points while reading the NCERT, and again read that chapter for the third time, and when you are reading for the third time, scribble down notes. So as you have 3 layers of reading, each time you are going through the NCERTs, your content will be filtered. The most important content only you will write it down, or you will scribble it down. Okay, so first time have a casual reading of the chapter, then after some time, then don't read it just after that. Like you are reading now, again you are trying to, like, don't try just to read it. First time, just read it, take a break. Second time, underline the key points of the chapter, and third time, scribble down the notes. And then once you are finished reading the third time, once you have finished reading the third time, now you will have only the essence content with you, and that is the way you need to make notes. Okay, so that's the way you make the notes. Okay, so NCERT of these 4 subjects has to be covered thoroughly. And see, what we will do is, you will have NCERT classes also in academy. So it's not like that we won't have classes. We will have NCERT classes also in the academy where NCERTs are taught. Okay, after teaching NCERTs, we will do the foundation course of this subject. Then like we will have a detailed analysis of this subject. Like we will have, like for equality, we will have 100 to 120 hours of classes. Okay, that is detailed version, that is called as GS Foundation. So once you are joining the academy, first thing you will be covering NCERT. The second thing you will be covering is the detailed version of the course. So multiple efforts will be made on a particular subject, that nothing is left over. Okay, for example, history, 140 hours to 160 hours we will give. So for every subject we will give a lot of time, so that nothing is left over, no stone is left unturned. Okay, after the completion of the subject, the next thing, he says that I am from Tamil Nadu. Udaya Prakash is from Tamil Nadu. I am also from South. I am from Kerala, Udaya. I am from Kerala. Okay, but I completed my education from Delhi, so I can speak in English, Malayalam as well as in Hindi. Anyways, bit of Tamil also I understand. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, next thing after completion of this this syllabus, now the next thing what we are going to discuss is how to read current affairs. That is a very important and a very important part of preparation, and a very essential part of your preparation. How to read current affairs. So the reading current affairs is very easy. Always people say that you should read a Hindu newspaper for current affairs, Hindu newspaper, and they are almost right, because Hindu newspaper gives a lot of quality news with respect to the current affairs. But understand, Hindu newspaper, the vocabs they use or the language they use is very challenging. Okay, so a beginner, a person who is starting with the preparation might face certain difficulties in reading news from the Hindu newspaper. So what can be done? See, in that case, if you're facing difficulty in understanding the newspaper, or if you're facing certain challenges in understanding the newspaper, you can start with Times of India or Indian Express. These are comparatively easy newspapers compared to Hindu. You can start with this and then you can later switch into Hindu newspaper. After 2 or 3 months, you can start to switch into Hindu newspaper. Now, understand, there are very important aspects that you need to keep in your mind before reading the newspaper. The first aspects that you need to keep in your mind is you don't have to read the entire newspaper. You don't have to read the entire newspaper because there will be sports news, there will be film news, there will be political news. So you don't have to read all those news from the newspaper. Then how to read the news, which is how to identify the news which is important for you. That is very simple to be done. Once you get the newspaper, when you get a newspaper early in the morning, just take out a pen and see, is there any news in the newspaper which is related to this subjects we have written here? Is there any news which is related to polity? Is there any news which is related to history? Is there any news which is related to geography, economics, science and technology, environment, international relation, Indian society, internal security, ethics, your optional subject, essay, governance, social justice? If there is a news which is related to these subjects, then that news becomes important for your UPSC preparation. Just tick all that news which is connected to this subject. Just find, like, once you get the newspaper in the morning, just you have to put a tick that this is related to this subject. So this news becomes an important part of my preparation. Then you have to, like, with precision, you have to surgically evaluate that news with 100% precision. You have to answer few questions. Why that news is important? What is the background of that news? What any data, if it is given in the news, you have to scribble it down. So for example, how you have to do a very easy method of doing current affairs is, you have taken up a newspaper. And what you have done is, the next task is identify the news which you have to read. Identify news. And how will you identify the news? If the news in that particular newspaper has some sort of connection with the subject of your UPSC syllabus, then it becomes, and already we know the subjects, right? We have already mentioned the subjects. So if that gets connected, anyhow, if it get connected to this, okay, anyhow, if it get connected to this, then that news becomes important for you. So identify the news and try to establish a relation with the particular subject. Okay, then what is the third thing? What you have to do? Then always make a newspaper file. Now, for polity, you should have one current affairs file. For economics, you should have another current affairs file. For every subject, you should have a file. For example, you are reading the newspaper of 24th October 2025. Okay, and one news you have identified as a news from subject polity. Read the news, scribble down the notes, make a proper structure of the news and add it to the file of polity current affairs. For example, you have got a news from economics, then add it here in the economics file. What people usually do is, people try to put date and try to write down the news. But it is very difficult to recall the news. As per dates. आपको डेट के हिसाब से न्यूज, फॉर एग्जांपल आपने 24th को लिखा 5 न्यूज, यू हैव रिटन पॉलिटी 5 न्यूज, economics 2 news, history 1 news, you have written 10 news. But it will be very difficult for you to revise the news as per the date. But subject wise, it is very easy to revise the news. For example, after one completion of 1 month news, you will have 20 news of polity, you will have 20 news of economics, 10 news of international relation. So that becomes very easy for you to revise it rather than आप date wise news को पढ़े. It will be very difficult. So I hope you understood how to read the newspaper, how to revise the newspaper. Just identify the news, is it relevant for your preparation, then underline the important essence of the news, make short notes and add it to the concern file. And most important thing, always take newspaper or current affairs as a subject. Always take newspaper or current affairs as a subject and keep on revising it. One thing what people usually miss in the UPSC preparation is people don't give much emphasis on revision. Understand, an aspirant clears the examination if he studies the entire syllabus and give multiple revision to the entire syllabus what he have done. Consolidation is more important than expansion. What people do is like they will attend more than hundreds of test paper, but they won't revise those test paper. There is no use of doing so. So what you have to do as an UPSC aspirant is read NCERT, take foundation class, okay, make notes, use reference book. We will tell you which reference book you need to use. Use reference book, attend test and answer writing, practice, current affairs and revision. If an aspirant is doing all these things properly, for example, he is doing NCERT, he has read NCERT and made notes out of it. अगर aspirant ने इससे notes बनाया है properly and has given proper revision to the notes. If an aspirant has taken foundation class, that is the detailed class of all the subjects which we have talked, okay, and make notes out of it and revise it, and using reference book, he has enriched that notes. Okay, reference book, for example, you have taken polities class 100-120 hours of classes, but at the same time you have used Lakshmikant as the reference book and enriched your notes. Okay, plus the aspirant has given test, that is prelims test and mains test, and focus on answer writing and current affairs, then the aspirant has a very good chance of clearing the examination. One thing I'll always believe is keep the things very simple, and straight. Sir, newspaper can be done for subjects of prelims and mains. Yes, newspaper can be done for, should be done for prelims as mains as well. Both for prelims and mains. The question was asked by who? The question was asked by, just a minute, Kunal has asked this question. Yes, newspaper is very important for prelims as well as mains, Kunal. I'll tell you why. Because in prelims you will get direct questions from the newspaper, current affairs, and in mains what you can do is whatever data or whatever current affairs you have learned from the newspaper, you can quote it as an example. So see, UPSC will always blend the static topic with the current affairs topic before framing a question. कभी भी UPSC static questions बहुत कम पूछता है. For example, if in news there is something related to the Parliament of India, okay, Parliament of India, so UPSC will always try to ask questions from something which is in news. तो static जो पुराना है और नए को mix करके वो question बनाता है. तो always the current affairs or the news are very important from the prelims point of view as well as the mains point of view. So I hope this is clear. NCERT, okay, notes of NCERT and how threefold, like 3 times you have to read notes of NCERT, then you have to attend the foundation class, and then you have to make the notes out of it. Then you have to enrich these notes using the reference book, and then you have to focus on your prelims and main test. And we will also have the NCERT based test here. Okay, NCRT based test. So you will have test for the foundation, prelims and mains. You will have test for NCRT. Then you will have answer writing practice. Then you will have current affairs. And I have already told you how to read the current affairs. This is what you can do in your preparation, and this will help you to enrich your preparation. Now I'll call back sir. I'll hand over the mic to him so that he can take out your further doubts. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, sir. I hope that session was enriching enough to tell you everything, online students. Am I audible? Yeah. So anybody has any doubts? Ada, Abhishek, Harish, Hemangi, Kumarjeet, Kunal, Mehak, Mutulakshmi, Sadia, Shivansh, Uday, how to make notes from NCRT. So I think sir just now told that. So we usually avoid 3 reading approach. I usually have, 3 reading approach. So first reading, like a novel basic reading, don't make notes. Like a novel basic, sir mentioned word casual reading. Do it in a manner where you are able to understand. Second reading is detailed reading, where you can highlight the key points, the key words. Okay, now always also while reading NCRT, link with syllabus. Always see the syllabus of UPSC, whether that topic is there in UPSC or not. So once these 2 reading will make sure that your basic NCRT is covered, and the third reading is about, what you can do, you can make a summary of your notes in terms of synopsis. So what we do that we also provide this summary, don't worry. So this is how the notes making can be done. So summarize what you have highlighted, the important points, key point, fact, data. Try to summarize the entire notes in, let's say 10 pages or 15 pages. So let's say you're following 20 NCRTs. So 20 into 15 would be 300 pages. So in 300 pages you'll be able to cover it. Standard books are only for reference. Okay. See, if you're joining a coaching, there are 2 things. If you're joining or not joining a coaching, studying from standard book, read NCRT, then go to standard book. Read standard book properly. Make complete the book. Then you can make summarize notes from there. And if you join a coaching, where the subject are being covered properly, then just use standard book for reference. Only reference. Only read selectively. Don't read the entire thing, because if the coaching notes are good, they will meet most of your requirement. Standard book will help you in, and then you can give test, because second learning, third learning will happen through test also. Sadia is saying, sir, third year of graduation can give 225 attempt. Sadia, time is less for 225 attempt because we are in October. It will take, even if you try to cover, you can cover only part of the syllabus. At the max, you can give prelims. You can crack prelims, but again, time is less. So I would not advise 25 attempt, rather give 26 attempt. 25 attempt is not possible if you are a beginner. If you are already studying, things are different. Okay. Third year graduation can give because they are appearing. So I would not advise give the exam because even prepare and then give. Don't just waste your attempt. Okay, Sadia? I hope that is clear. Anybody else has a doubt? Shivan saying MCRTs, MCQs, we'll provide that, don't worry. We'll provide fundamental tests, Shivan, don't worry. We have our NCRT based tests, you can follow that. We have fundamental tests, you can follow that. Okay, so from there you can follow. In market also there are tests available, but again, tests have to be relevant. That is the key part. Okay, so I hope that completes the session. I hope your basic understanding is there. Go through the session. If you have any issue, reach out to us. My team will follow you, call you, give the feedback. Also advise what extra you want to learn so that we can take a follow-up session, attend that session. And if you're preparing, if you can't join a coaching, a full-time course, you can join test, you can do anything. See, ultimately preparation, if you want to do, take a guided approach. Don't make random effort. At a very minimal cost, you get a lot of courses are there. Online courses you can get at a very minimal cost, and take advantage of that. Don't waste your effort by randomly putting effort in the subjects. Okay. How to track my preparation in the right way, Shivan. So for that we need to have a separate session. We usually make a planner, Shivans, how to study, how to, how do we track it? By giving tests, by solving MCQs, by writing answers, see how much you are scoring. All those things will help you in tracking the preparation. Okay. So I hope, did you like the session? Did you enjoy the session? Were you able to get some idea? I want to know. Were you able to get some idea? I just need to know that part. See, last year rank 4 was our classroom student. This year rank 5 is my mentoring student. Rank 161 is a mentoring student. Last year rank 4, rank 163, Nadia Abdul Shah, Rashid, she got selected in the reserve list. She also was our student. She got 63 rank in the reserve list. So all those students were part of the classroom program. They were part of the mentoring program. Mitul Dabi got selected. He was part of the mentoring program, test series program, mains, interview. So students are getting benefit, and believe me, it is not we decide the selection, you will decide the selection. We are just like, we'll catalyze the process, we'll give the right inputs. You have to make a difference. So be ready for that, take this journey, have a leap of faith, invest properly, and see the outcome in long run. Okay. So thank you very much for your time and patience, and it was pleasure knowing you all. My team will call you, reach out to you, just give the feedback, and also tell what extra you need so that you can take a follow-up session. It will be a free session, completely free session. Attend those sessions and see for yourself what extra you want. Don't make a random effort. Okay, so thank you very much. And yes, Devdutt, we'll make sure that your effort is utilized in a structured manner. Take care. God bless you. Sir, different from other mentors.